Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. I'm your host, PattSun, and today we're gonna be taking a look at r/infidelity, where OP's wife was having an affair with her boss. Let's begin. Me and my boyfriend's brother are having an affair. Posted by Reddit user Suckaplankton.
Okay, so this is so crazy and I can't believe this is my life, but here it is. Also, English isn't my first language, so sorry for my writing. I have been with my boyfriend for almost 3 years, living together for almost 2 years. Living together with his parents, his younger brother and his older brother. Me and boyfriend met over the pandemic, as I was coming out of a long and terrible relationship that left me very depressed for a long time. During which time me and boyfriend got together. Now me and boyfriend met online and both lived in different countries, and because of the pandemic we couldn't meet, so we decided I would move to his country and live with him. Which only makes all of this so much worse. Me and Elle didn't ever really hang out the first year of me being here, at least not alone. But 6 months ago, we all went away on holiday and me and Elle ended up staying up late drinking and getting up earlier than everyone else, so we spent a lot of time together. Nothing too crazy at first, but we later started talking about sexual things, and described body parts to each other, etc. I also always thought Elle was really hot, in a completely different way to my boyfriend. They look nothing alike at all but are both very handsome. Anyway, the last day of the holiday is when it started. We drank a lot, were a little more touchy, and we eventually made out. Over the weeks of us being back home we started a full-blown affair and were clearly falling for each other. And now we are basically dating in secret, all while I'm still with my boyfriend. And horribly, I don't always feel terrible for this. I know he's done nothing wrong and I know he doesn't deserve this, but I also can't stop. I've never loved anyone like this before, and neither has Elle, but I can't just break up with my boyfriend. For one, because it would devastate him. I would also get deported, and Elle thinks even if we waited years before we got together publicly, his family would disown him. At the same time though, I know I can't continue this way forever, and I know I'm a horrible person for this, but truly it feels like I picked the wrong brother initially, moved too fast while healing, and am living with the consequences of this now.
OP, you are so full of shit. You worry that if you break up with your boyfriend, it will hurt him while sucking his brother's dick. Really?
You little you son of a I'm going to tear off your and shove them right up your and then on your with in the and your so then you'll have to sideways.
That is absolute fucking bullshit, man. You just want that green card, don't you? You're a selfish piece of shit, and I hope you get deported. As for the brother, well, I hope he gets disowned. And now for today's second story. My ex-wife has reached out to me after many years. Posted by Reddit user @SpiderJohn.
We were married for 7 years and divorced about 15 years ago. The reason at the time was our vision for the future wasn't compatible. I wanted a family, white picket fence, etc. She wanted to remain free and travel until her last day. FYI, at the time we were married she shared my side of the vision. There is a cliche about remaining friends, but honestly, I think we did at the beginning. She met someone and married him in 2010. He was older and had money and gave her that lifestyle. We were close enough that I was invited to the wedding and made a brief toast. Obviously, with him in her life, we drifted apart and basically played Facebook tag. When we divorced, I was depressed and got therapy, but after she was married and gallivanting around Europe and the Caribbean, I got really depressed. Therapy only helped so much. It took about 5 years to really pull through and be myself. I tried dating again and it never worked out. I honestly felt that I could never have been happier with anyone than I was with her. I regretted putting my foot down about how I wanted to live.
That's stupid! You're stupid! Stop being stupid!
Meanwhile, she was Facebook documenting their attempts to get pregnant, the one thing she was dead set against at all costs, to the point that she wanted to get her tubes tied just in case. Fertilization clinics, IVF, etc., but nothing took. They announced they had gotten a surrogate to carry their child, and tragically the child was stillborn. Her husband passed away privately in 2021. People only found out a month after his very private burial. I messaged her saying I would be there for her if she needed someone to talk to. I did not hear back. Aside from posting inspirational messages, etc., she went dark. On my birthday this year I received a card from her wishing me a happy birthday, thanking me for being such an important part of her life, and saying maybe we'll be in touch soon. This last Friday she called me. It was the first time I spoke to her directly in over a decade. It was light conversation. I didn't bring up much of the last 10 years, but she asked if I was free to get coffee or a drink today, Tuesday. She was going to be back near where I live Monday to Thursdays. I agreed. Since then, we've texted a bit back and forth, being slightly more intimate. I get the sense she's testing the waters, so to speak, to see if there is interest there. From my end it is a double-edged sword. There really would be interest in seeing where it might go, but I don't think I could handle losing her a second time. I've asked a few friends and they've been split down the middle. Don't get involved again versus see what happens. What do you think? Has anyone ever been in this situation where a relationship was rekindled after so long, and what did you do? What red flags or things to worry about should I be looking for?
OP, although I don't agree with some of it, it is still solid advice. So I want you to listen to this comment by Reddit user Key Rody.
Always protect your heart, man. You two are completely different people now and you should treat it as such. Don't see it as part 2 to your previous marriage. See it as getting to know someone new. A fresh start, be it friends or romantic partners. Be open to either, but don't be desperately hopeful for a specific outcome. Get to know each other again slowly and, if the time comes, have an open and frank discussion about what both of your intentions are. Leave nothing vague.
And now for today's final story. My wife refuses to admit to any sort of cheating, emotional or physical. Posted by Reddit user Specialist Print.
Curious what general feedback y'all have. I and wife have been married for 8 years and have 2 beautiful kids together. After the birth of the first kid, the marriage took a back seat to everything basically. I have some role to play, but she was consumed by her job and being a mother, so something had to give. That's the justification I told myself for the dramatic drop in attention or intimacy from her towards me. This was the trend for the next 3 to 4 years. Not only a dead bedroom, but a real lack of attention and intimacy across the board. Got to the point where the change in her phone usage behavior was blatant. All the textbook red flags, very guarded of it. She starts going to work once a week. Some days it's just her staying late and having drinks with her boss and owner of company. Summer 2021, this same boss invites her on a Saturday to a concert with him and his friends. She asks if it's okay that she attends, and ultimately I say nah, I don't like it. She says sorry, I feel that way, and is surprised because I've never had any issues in the past. She then straight up asks me, do you think he's coming on to me? Is that why you don't want me to go? I said I have no clue, I just don't like the optics or message it sends. She ended up going. Of course, I started to get a gut feeling something was in the phone I wouldn't like, so in December 2021 she got a new phone, giving me the opportunity to check her old one. Sure enough, I find the texts I don't like. From what I can gather, he had been wanting to fuck her for a year now. Only a couple explicit examples like the exchange below. Him, fun hanging out with you. Her, yep, best friends forever. Him, friends with benefits. Her, never. Him, fuck you. Her, laughing face emoji. And the exchange was around midnight. Don't recall if while out of town for work, trade show or not. Her, you make it home okay. Him, yep. Her, good, just checking on you. Him, you're still welcome to come over and watch Netflix. Her, wish I could no show, but someone has to be up at 5 a.m. to represent the company. Him, stop making excuses. There's a bunch of other exchanges that you just hate to see your spouse have. Nothing major, but the devil is in the details. You get a sense she enjoys communicating with this other douche. So I flipped out, eventually gave her the choice of, I call him and tell him to stop trying to fuck my wife, or she could have the talk herself but needs to communicate the same message. She was very remorseful, offered to quit the job if that's what I wanted. Of course, I didn't want her to quit a job she loved and invested so much into. Ultimately, option 2 was picked. Fast forward 10 months later, and I'm noticing the same pattern of behaviors around her phone. So I checked it. Yes, the volume of texts toned down or got deleted, but there were still texts after work hours and about non-work topics, TV shows for example. I flip my shit again and tell her I think it's best we separate. The very next day, my big lie and betrayal came to light. I essentially gambled away all our money in the stock market and ran up big debt. Things are rocky as ever and we're in-house separating. I basically reside upstairs. Fast forward a couple months and surprise, she's pregnant. Pretty sure it's mine because we went through a weird period of sex in high volume, but do need to get that confirmed with a test. During pregnancy, divorce papers were drawn up. Also during that time, I put myself into a rehab program, not for her, but for myself and my kids. The divorce decree never came, but the baby did. After the birth of our second kid 3 months ago, she changed her mind about wanting to divorce. She said she wanted to start up marriage counseling and grow old together. I was hesitant at best. Meanwhile, her old boss got fired as CEO and started a new company. While pregnant and divorce being the plan, she chose to jump ship and go work for him. A couple weeks ago, she went back in the office after maternity leave. I knew that would trigger me, and it has, because she still won't admit to any form of cheating and betrayal. And at some level, if she knows it was betrayal, she feels justified for my own betrayal, just my opinion.
Why are you still here?
She claims she never had those sorts of feelings for him, but she just played along. Her getting in so early to the company, she truly believed it would set her and us up for life. That's what this guy told her, that she would leave a millionaire. She believes I'm latching on to this story I've created in my head only to lessen the perception of my own fuck up. Of course, that's untrue. I am certain she was in an emotional affair and or physical affair, and it's heartbreaking. I know what I did and will never deny the damage it caused. Told her she'd be perfectly in her right to leave me after my betrayal. I voluntarily went to rehab to help ensure it doesn't happen again. But none of that erases or justifies her own betrayal of the marriage. I told her last week I think we need to resume divorce. Still love her and our family being together, but I just can't get over it, with her still in denial about it, and still working for the guy. So she leaves me no choice but to walk.
OP, this marriage is more toxic than a stagnant pool in Chernobyl. Come on, man. Why the hell haven't you tested for paternity yet, you damn donut? Why haven't you divorced her yet?
Why are you still here?
Look, as long as she works with him, she will continue cheating with him. Quit giving your hoe of a wife a play-by-play of your future moves. It gives her a heads up so she can fight you with more efficiency. Go silent and never tell her. Never let her in your head. You idiot. Viewer support is the best way for me to remain independent and continue bringing you these daily videos, which will always be here on my channels for you to watch absolutely free. So please consider subscribing to me on Rumble and on YouTube. Both will be linked in the description box down below. Thanks for listening, everyone. If you even somewhat enjoyed today's story, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and if you really like it, consider subscribing to PattSun to never miss a future upload. Stay strong.